Alex Johnston married her girlfriend. Hello everyone. Welcome to our new video. What if I told you that the biggest story of Alex Johnston's life is one that the cameras never captured? What if the most significant chapter of his journey into manhood unfolded in secret, away from the glare of reality television? This isn't a story about ratings or television drama. This is a story about a profound, private love. It's the story of how Alex Johnston found his soulmate, nurtured a relationship in the quiet corners of their lives, and committed to a future that he built on his own terms. This is the untold story of Alex Johnston and the woman who captured his heart. A woman you've never met. Her name is Tori. And this is the story of their secret wedding. To understand the significance of Alex's secret, you first have to understand Alex himself. Born with achondroplasia, the same form of dwarfism as his parents and siblings, Alex has always been part of a unit. The Johnstons face the world together, a united front of resilience and humor. But within that unit, each member has their own distinct personality. Alex was never the loudest voice in the room. Where Trent brought the booming laughs and Amber the firm guidance, Alex was the observer. He possessed a quiet confidence, an internal world rich with creativity and curiosity. His passion for technology wasn't just a hobby, it was his language. Through the lens of his drone, he could tell stories, capture beauty, and see the world from a perspective that was uniquely his. Alex has always been an old soul. Even as a little kid, you could see him thinking, processing everything. He loves his family more than anything. But you could always tell he was destined to carve out a very specific, very personal niche for himself. He wasn't going to follow in anyone's footsteps. He was going to build his own path, brick by brick. The show, that's a part of his life. But it isn't the entirety of his life. And he was always very, very clear about that in his own quiet way. As Alex transitioned into adulthood, his desire for a life that was truly his own became more apparent. While he appreciated the platform the show gave him, he craved normalcy. He saw his sister Elizabeth get married and start a family, and while he was overjoyed for her, the public nature of it all gave him pause. The life of a reality star is a paradox. You are surrounded by people, yet it can be incredibly lonely. Every potential friendship, every new acquaintance comes with a silent question. Are they here for me or for the person they see on TV? For a soul as genuine and sensitive as Alex, this was a significant hurdle. How do you find a love that is real when your life itself is a form of entertainment? He poured himself into his work, his art. His drone business wasn't just about selling footage. It was about mastering a craft. It was his escape and his passion. And, as fate would have it, it was this passion that would lead him directly to the person who would change his life forever. A person who had never seen a single episode of 7 Little Johnstons. The story of Alex and Tori doesn't begin at a loud party or a public event. It begins in the quiet, focused atmosphere of a place dedicated to creativity. In the fall of 2023, seeking to enhance his video editing and graphic design skills for his business, Alex enrolled in a specialized, weekend-long digital media workshop at a technical college a few towns over. It was a calculated move to be anonymous. He registered simply as A. Johnston, hoping to just be another student in a room full of aspiring creatives. He almost didn't go. The thought of navigating a new, crowded environment was daunting. But the pull of learning, of bettering his craft, was stronger. He slipped into the lecture hall on the first day and found a seat in the back, his laptop open, ready to absorb. And that's when he first saw her. Her name was Victoria, but everyone called her Tori. She was a graduate student in graphic design, working as a teacher's assistant for the workshop to get extra credit. She moved through the room with a quiet, confident energy, helping students with their software, answering questions with a patient smile. Alex noticed her immediately. It wasn't just that she was beautiful, which she was. It was her aura. She was focused, kind, and completely engrossed in the world of digital art, the same world that Alex loved. For the first time in a long time, he felt a spark of connection that had nothing to do with his family's fame. Throughout the first day he watched her, he was too shy to speak, too used to being in his own world. But on the second day, a moment of serendipity arrived, disguised as a technical glitch. An advanced rendering software he was learning had crashed. No matter what he did, he couldn't fix it. Frustrated, he almost packed up to leave. But then he took a breath and raised his hand. Tori was the one who came over. "Hey," she said, her voice even warmer than he imagined. "Looks like you're having a fight with the render crew. It's a stubborn beast." Alex, caught off guard, just nodded. "Something like that," he managed to say. She didn't tower over him. She pulled up a chair, bringing herself to his level, and looked at his screen, not him. "Ah, I see the problem," she said, pointing with her pen. "You've got a corrupted cache file in your sequence settings. It's a common mistake. Here, let me show you." For the next 10 minutes, Tori didn't just fix the problem. She explained it. She talked about codecs, bitrates, and processing pathways. She was brilliant, and she was passionate. And she was talking to him as a peer, a fellow creator. She had no idea who he was. To her, he was just Alex, the guy in the back row with the high-end laptop. As she got up to leave, Alex knew it was now or never. "Hey, thanks," Alex said, his voice a little stronger now. "You're really good at this." Tori smiled, a genuine, crinkly-eyed smile. "Thanks. I spend way too much time with this stuff. Glad I could help." She started to walk away. "Wait," Alex called out, louder than he intended. She turned back, surprised. I run a small drone video business," he said, the words tumbling out. "And I was wondering, your design sense is incredible. I was wondering if you'd be willing to look at my logo. Maybe give me some pointers sometime? I could buy you a coffee for your time." It was a bold move for the reserved Alex Johnston. He braced himself for rejection. Tori looked at him for a moment, a thoughtful expression on her face. Then she smiled again. "A drone business? That's really cool. I'd love to see your work, and I never say no to coffee." She pulled a pen from behind her ear, grabbed a napkin, and wrote down her name and number. "I'm Tori," she said, handing it to him. "Text me." As she walked away, Alex looked down at the napkin in his hand. It felt heavier, more important, than any award or piece of fan mail he had ever received. It was real. Alex texted her that same evening, and that first coffee meeting turned into a 3-hour conversation. They talked about everything and nothing. They talked about their favorite directors, their dream cameras, the challenges of being a freelance creative. Tori spoke of her dream to one day work for Pixar. Alex spoke of his desire to turn his small business into a full-fledged aerial cinematography company. Crucially, the conversation never strayed to television or fame. Tori, it turned out, was a self-professed cord cutter who hadn't had cable in years. She consumed her media through streaming services and YouTube channels dedicated to art and film. She had simply never stumbled across their show. For Alex, this was the most liberating gift he could have ever received. He was just Alex, a talented, funny, and ambitious young man. She wasn't impressed by his fame because she wasn't aware of it. She was impressed by his passion, his kindness, and the incredible footage his drone could capture. Their relationship blossomed in a carefully constructed bubble of privacy. Family friend says. It was a masterclass in secrecy, born out of necessity. Their dates weren't fancy dinners in popular restaurants. They were hikes in state parks an hour away. They were late-night trips to a 24-hour diner where no one would recognize them. They spent hours at her small apartment, cooking together and watching old movies. They built their foundation in the quiet, in the authentic moments that no camera crew could ever hope to capture. It was their sacred space. Alex knew he would have to tell her about his life eventually. The fear of that moment was immense. What if it changed everything? What if she saw him differently? What if she felt deceived? He waited for 3 months. 3 months of building a foundation of trust, so strong that he hoped it could withstand the shockwave of his reality. He chose to tell her on a clear, cold night. They were parked at their favorite spot, an overlook that gave them a panoramic view of the city lights. He took a deep breath and started talking. He told her about his family, about being born with achondroplasia, and about the television show that had documented his life since he was a child. He explained that his secrecy wasn't born from shame, but from a deep, desperate desire to have something, just one thing, that was completely his. He showed her clips of the show on his phone, his heart pounding in his chest. Tori was silent for a long time, just watching, listening. Alex's mind raced with every possible negative outcome. When he was finished, he couldn't bring himself to look at her. He just stared out at the lights, waiting for the verdict. Then he felt her hand find his. "Alex," she said softly. He finally turned to look at her. There were tears in her eyes, but she was smiling. "That's a lot," she breathed out, a small laugh escaping her lips. "But it doesn't change anything. Not for me. I didn't fall for Alex Johnston from TV. I fell for Alex Johnston, the guy who gets ridiculously excited about a new camera lens and who makes terrible puns when he's nervous." She squeezed his hand. "Your life is bigger and more complicated than I knew, but it's your life. And I want to be in it. The real version of it. Whatever that looks like." In that moment, under the vast, starry sky, Alex Johnston knew he had found his person. The weight of his secret life lifted, replaced by the profound lightness of being truly seen and truly loved for exactly who he was. The revelation, instead of pushing them apart, brought them closer. Tori became his confidant, his partner in navigating the strange duality of his life. She offered an outsider's perspective, a grounding force when the pressures of filming felt overwhelming. The next step was telling his family. This was, in some ways, even more nerve-wracking than telling Tori. He loved his family fiercely, but he knew they were protective. He and Tori made a pact. They would tell them together. One quiet Sunday evening, after the camera crews had left for the day, Alex asked Trent and Amber to sit down. Tori was there, her hand gripping Alex's under the table. The other siblings, sensing the gravity of the moment, gathered in the living room. Alex, with Tori by his side, told them the whole story. He told them how they met, how they kept it a secret, and why. He explained his need for privacy, his desire to build something authentic before sharing it with the world. There was a moment of stunned silence. And then, the Johnston family did what they do best. They opened their hearts. Amber was the first to speak, her voice thick with emotion. She wasn't upset about the secret. She was overjoyed that her son had found someone who loved him for him. Trent, in his typical fashion, cracked a joke to break the tension before pulling both Alex and Tori into a massive hug, welcoming her to the family without a moment's hesitation. The siblings were ecstatic. Anna and Emma immediately whisked Tori away, asking a million questions, while Jonah and Elizabeth gave Alex knowing, proud smiles. He had done it. He had merged his two worlds. With his family's blessing, Alex knew what he had to do next. The proposal was a reflection of their entire relationship, personal, private, and deeply meaningful. He took Tori back to the first hiking trail they had ever explored together. He packed a simple picnic and his drone, under the guise of getting some sunset shots for a project. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Alex set the drone to hover, discreetly recording the moment. He didn't make a grand speech. He simply turned to Tori, took both of her hands in his, and spoke from the heart. He talked about how she was his quiet in a life that was often loud. He talked about how she saw his abilities before she ever knew of his challenges. He told her that his future, a future he used to be uncertain about, was now crystal clear, and she was at the center of it. Then, reaching into his pocket, Alex Johnston got down on one knee. He presented a ring that was as unique and thoughtful as their love story. It wasn't a massive diamond. It was a beautiful, custom-designed ring with a modest, brilliant cut center stone, set on a band that had intricate, subtle engravings that mimicked the pattern of a camera's aperture blades. It was a symbol of the creative world that had brought them together. Through happy tears, Tori said yes. The only witnesses were the trees, the setting sun, and the silent, hovering drone, capturing a memory that was purely, beautifully theirs. When it came to planning the wedding, Alex and Tori had one non-negotiable rule. It would not be a television special. There would be no production meetings, no producer-driven drama, no moments staged for the camera. This day was for them, for their families, and for the small circle of friends who had supported their private journey. They chose a venue that reflected their personalities, a lovingly restored historic inn in the Georgia countryside, known for its stunning gardens and intimate atmosphere. The guest list was small, under 75 people. The Johnstons, Tori's family, a warm, welcoming family from a nearby town who had embraced Alex instantly, and a handful of their closest friends. The theme was simply us. Every detail was a personal touch. Tori's dress was a masterpiece of understated elegance. She worked with a local designer to create an A-line gown that was both classic and modern. Alex, standing at the altar, looked more confident and happier than we have ever seen him. His suit was custom-tailored, a sharp navy blue. His best man was his brother Jonah, and his groomsmen were close friends, and mixed from his and Tori's lives. The bridesmaids, led by maid of honor Emma, included Anna, Elizabeth, and Tori's sister. They wore dresses in a soft, dusty blue, each in a style that suited their personality, a testament to Tori's easygoing nature. As the music began, the large wooden doors of the inn opened. Trent and Amber, in a beautiful symbol of unity, walked Alex down the aisle to the altar. Then they took their seats, their faces beaming with a pride that was impossible to miss. And then, the moment that took everyone's breath away, Tori appeared at the end of the aisle, escorted by her father. As she walked towards him, Alex's carefully composed expression melted away, replaced by pure, unadulterated love. Tears streamed down his face, and he made no attempt to wipe them away. The ceremony was officiated by a close family friend. But the most powerful moment came when Alex and Tori read the vows they had written for each other. Tori spoke first. She talked about meeting a quiet, brilliant man in a workshop, never knowing the extraordinary world he came from. She vowed to always be his partner, his collaborator, and his safe harbor from the storm. Then it was Alex's turn. His voice, though trembling with emotion, was clear and strong. "Alex, Tori," he began. "For a lot of my life, I felt like I was being watched, but it wasn't until I met you that I truly felt seen. You didn't see a person from television or a little person. You saw me. You saw my heart, my passions, my terrible jokes. You walked into my quiet life and filled it with a beautiful, brilliant light. You are my best friend and my greatest adventure. I vowed to spend the rest of my life making you laugh, supporting your dreams, and building a world with you that is just for us. I love you forever." When they were pronounced husband and wife, the intimate crowd erupted in joyous applause. Their first kiss as a married couple was long, heartfelt, and deeply real. The reception was a true celebration. There was no stuffy, formal dinner, but rather food stations with all their favorites. Gourmet tacos, a macaroni and cheese bar, and a dessert table that was a work of art. The speeches were filled with love and laughter. Trent recounted the story of Alex's secret, admitting he was a little hurt at first, but then realizing it was the most mature thing his son could have done. Amber tearfully spoke of how Tori was the daughter she never knew she was missing. Emma and Anna delivered a hilarious and heartfelt roast and toast, while Jonah spoke of his pride in the man his little brother had become. But the most telling moments were the small ones. The way Alex and Tori would catch each other's eye from across the room and share a secret smile. The way he would rest his head on her shoulder during the speeches. The way she would laugh, throwing her head back at something one of his siblings said. They were a team, a partnership, a family. So, What's next for Mr. and Mrs. Alex Johnston? They are building a life just as they planned, on their own terms. They recently purchased their first home, a cozy and accessible house not far from both their families. Alex's business is thriving, and with Tori's design expertise, they're planning to expand it into a full-service creative agency. Tori has accepted a dream job as a remote digital artist for a major animation studio. And what about the show? Sources say Alex and Tori have reached an agreement with the network that respects their boundaries. They will appear on 7 Little Johnstons, but in a limited capacity. They will share parts of their life, but the core of their relationship, their home, and their future will remain theirs, and theirs alone. They are setting a new precedent for reality stars, proving that it's possible to share your journey without selling your soul. The story of Alex and Tori is more than just a secret romance. It's a powerful lesson in authenticity. It's a reminder that the most profound connections are often forged in the quietest moments. It's the story of a young man who we thought we knew, who stepped out of the spotlight to find a love that shone brighter than any television screen. He didn't need an audience to find his happily ever after. He just needed to be Alex, and she just needed to be Tori. And together, they created a world that is perfectly, beautifully, and privately their own. More update. Fans proud as Alex Johnston stands up against Mom Amber? 7 Little Johnstons star left in tears as partner leaves town. But why? And no, Alex from TLC's 7 Little Johnstons isn't dead. Here's the scoop on the rumors. I'll explain everything. Fans proud as Alex Johnston stands up against Mom Amber, but how? According to the 7 Little Johnstons, Amber and Trent are the most intrusive parents. Fans, particularly Amber, repeatedly criticized the parents for being excessive. But their children are at last over their manipulation. Others even left the house. They all struggle with their personal privacy and independent decision-making. Alex Johnston's recently shocked his supporters by opposing his mother. But supporters are ecstatic to see him finally stand up to his mother. What action did he take? Slowly but surely, Alex Johnston is attempting to mature. Nevertheless, Trent and Amber never endorsed their child's choice. Alex's recent actions, however, shocked everyone. Fans are eagerly awaiting more episodes at this point. Supporters are gushing about Alex after he just disobeyed his mother. In the latest season of 7 Little Johnstons, viewers have observed Alex suddenly becoming more courageous and brazen. The new episode took an unusual turn on May 2nd, when Trent, Alex, Jonah, and their father went shopping. As usual, when Alex tried on some items, Trent advised him to follow his mother's advice. Alex surprisingly declined to question Amber and remained firm in his choice. Rejecting his mother's advice, he proceeded with his decision. Nonetheless, viewers praised him for the brave choice and praised his daring action. Alex's choice delighted everyone, and they began talking about the situation in the comments section. On Reddit, someone acknowledged that he would give Alex a 2-star rating for hearing Trent out. Fans of 7 Little Johnstons are also pleased for him in this way and wish him all the best in the future. Given all of Alex's developments in just the last year, viewers are already in awe of him. The 7 Little Johnstons cast member that fans have targeted the most is Amber Johnstons. The more she meddles in her children's lives, though, the more indignant the audience is becoming at her actions. In the most recent episodes, Amber's domineering manner drew criticism from fans. The true cause of her excessive control, nevertheless, is unknown to them. However, the true cause is finally being discovered. On Reddit, fans talked about why she was acting so domineering. One user made a somewhat odd assumption, and surprisingly, people think it's true. The user speculates that she would find it difficult to embrace the idea that her kids might outperform her. Additionally, they talked about how their children are doing well and seem to have a bright future going forward. Amber may therefore be jealous. Nonetheless, supporters appreciated Alex's fortitude in sticking to his judgment in the most recent episode. Furthermore, it's still unclear what Amber's actual goals are. Fans are furious with her, though, because of her domineering personality. Stay tuned for all the most recent information on the Johnstons family by returning to TV season and spoilers. 7 Little Johnstons star left in tears as partner leaves town. But why? The honor of youngest Johnston family member is held by Joseph Alex Johnston. Alex, who was born on November 15, 2005, had health concerns in 2015 after collapsing during an MRI. Thankfully, nothing major happened to him, and he has since matured. A relationship between Alex and his girlfriend Ali has reportedly been going strong since 2022. Emma, Alex's older sister, made a humorous TikTok video in November of that year in which she revealed her siblings' relationship status. In the video, Alex showed off his fancy footwork to the beat of Soulja Boy's Pretty Boy Swag remix. A self-assured Alex dances to the tune of Lil Bro, Who Has a GIF, which Emma appropriately labeled. She then proceeded to say, "Big sis who's still single," while simultaneously flirting with him and rolling her eyes. The forthcoming Season 14 trailer for 7 Little Johnstons features Ali and Alex at prom. Afterwards, the teaser depicts Alex bidding farewell to Ali, his tears streaming down his face as he describes how hard it is for him to say goodbye. Fans began to notice posts from other Johnstons about Alex's love life in the fall of 2022, which appears to have coincided with the 17-year-old's entry into his first relationship. The Johnstons live in rural Georgia, but Ali is supposedly from Ohio. Photos make it seem like Ali is likewise on the petite side, but no one knows how they met Alex. Alex and his girlfriend were the subjects of a series of touching images that Anna Johnston shared on social media. Follow 7 Little Johnstons star posted a slideshow to Instagram in September 2022 featuring homecoming dance outfits worn by Alex and his date. "Off to homecoming for the siblings," was the caption. Along with the brother-sister combination, the post also included a photo of Anna, who stood tall between Alex and his homecoming date in the first picture. Joined by Anna, the pair, who were both dressed in matching blue suits and dresses, beamed with joy. The second shot caught an even more innocent and carefree moment. Images from Emma Johnston's junior prom were shared on April 22, 2023. The second picture shows Alex and Ali striking a pose side by side. While Alex sports a sharp suit, Ali struts her stuff in a vibrant red dress, delicately cradling a miniature bouquet of roses. Ali is seen smiling and holding her flowers triumphantly in the third photo in the set, which is taken with the Johnstons. Who is Alex Johnston's girlfriend, Ali Smith? Viewers of 7 Little Johnstons, a reality show on TLC, are eagerly awaiting the arrival of Season 14 and the events of 2023. The current season's second episode centers on Ali Smith, who is Alex Johnston's girlfriend. Now tell me about Ali. Attention fans, this is important information for you. Everybody's talking about Alex Johnston's new flame, Ali Smith, from 7 Little Johnstons Season 14. While the Johnstons call rural Georgia home, Ali is from Ohio, according to reports. What brought Ali and Alex together is a mystery. As you can see from the photos, she's also tiny. It appears that the 17-year-old started dating in the fall of 2022, when the other Johnstons started blogging about Alex's romantic life, which piqued her interest. Emma Johnston, who is Alex's older sister, allegedly revealed the knowledge in a TikTok video that was posted in November 2022, according to Distractify. Alexandra can be seen dancing to Soulja Boy Tellem's Pretty Boy Swag on her TikTok video. It reads, "Lil Bro Who Has a GIF," over Alex's dancing figure. The message reads, "Big sis who's still single," and Emma dances beneath it. The homecoming outfits of Alex and Ali were captured in an Instagram snapshot by Anna Johnston in September 2024. Anyone who was paying attention saw Alex's date right away. A supporter shouted, "Oh my God, is that Alex's date? I absolutely adore it. What a lovely family you have. Your parents are fantastic. The way they laugh is hilarious. Season 13, Episode 2 of 7 Little Johnstons will provide fans more information about Allie, who is Alex Johnston's girlfriend. Trent and Amber get Alex ready for his first solo trip to see his girlfriend, Allie. Elizabeth and Bryce view a rental property. Jonah tries to teach Anna meditation as a stress reliever. Trent embarks on a fitness journey, runs the episode summary. The approval of Alex's parents suggests that he will go to Ohio to meet Allie. The Johnstons' daughter, Alex, makes the cut since Amber and Trent seem to be open to dating after the age of 16. Alex and Allie's relationship status is further supported by new evidence. Images from the junior prom were shared on April 22, 2023, to the official 7 Little Johnstons Instagram page. Posing side by side is the second group shot featuring Alex and Allie. A suit adorns Alex, while a crimson dress and a miniature bouquet of roses adorn Allie. In the third picture of the trio, Allie is seen grinning alongside the Johnstons as she displays her bouquet of flowers. Despite the fact that Alex and Allie Smith's relationship seems to be flourishing, Elizabeth Johnston's is probably not. As of 7 Little Johnstons Season 13, Elizabeth and Bryce Bolden are still dating, having started dating in 2019. It seems that Elizabeth and Bryce are no longer dating, according to the fans. After posting a series of images featuring Bryce to Instagram, Elizabeth removed them all. Elizabeth has been mum on the subject of a separation, but her devoted followers are already speculating. One of her admirers wrote, "Sorry, Liz. He certainly loved you very much." In response to she posted on Instagram, "I have no idea who ended their relationship with whom. An intelligent and ambitious woman you are. Maybe he never developed as a person alongside you. You were young though, and everyone goes through different phases of development. May the best of luck to you both forever and ever." Alex shares major life update with GF Allie. Hits major milestone. Fans were just informed of Alex and Allie's delight. The ex-boyfriend and the former made an enormous announcement. An exciting new chapter awaits the star of 7 Little Johnstons. Alex and Allie's relationship has lasted for a long time. They have been dating while living far apart. Despite numerous challenges, the reality TV stars have managed to remain a unit throughout the years. The Johnston family is tight with Allie. Emma and her are quite close, and they often show off their relationship on social media. The youngest member of the family is Alex. His life has been consumed by his studies and the launch of his passion project, a tiny business. As a result, viewers wanted to know if Alex and Allie were planning to be married soon. Can you tell me what Alex told his fans? What are he and Allie getting into? The LPA conference was the starting point for Alex Johnston and Allie Smith's quest. During his early years, the former's lack of etiquette caused many to raise an eyebrow. They treated Allie disrespectfully because they thought he didn't deserve her. 7 photos of Alex's homemade button went viral, causing Little Johnstons fans to lose it. Alex and Allie fan club pins were among his wares. Therefore, his admirers thought his childlike behavior was too frightening. A little while later, the reality TV personality was seen preside over Allie's live broadcast. During her live session, he oversaw all comments as a moderator on TikTok. The clinginess that Alex displayed was criticized by fans, who saw it as a major warning sign. A lot of people also said he was too domineering in his relationships. They questioned their ability to succeed. Allie Smith and Alex Johnston have been a couple for quite some time. As a result of his actions, the former faces significant criticism. Nevertheless, he is not bashful about proclaiming his undying devotion to his lady love. The TLC star just posted an Instagram carousel. As a way to flaunt their friendship, Alex posed with Allie. The second one flashed a smile for the camera while wearing a delicate blue gown. While he sported a blue tee and shorts, she posed with her buddy. Allie and Emma were featured in a shot that Alex uploaded. They had invited a large group of friends to join them in their joyous celebration. "Congratulations, Allie," he said in his message. "Happy graduation." You have my utmost admiration for all that you have achieved. The news of the 7 Little Johnstons star's monumental achievement came as a shock to her fans. In 2024, Alex and Emma finished their education. The former's girlfriend's inability to make it to her senior prom made him quite sad. The fact that Alex could attend Ollie's wedding was, thus, well received by the audience. On the momentous day, they appeared happy in each other's company. Another location where Alex and Allie posed was under a balloon arch that was blue and white. What comes next for the duo is a topic of interest for their fans. They have both been dismissed from school. Therefore, people were curious about Alex and Allie's next moves. Their decision on whether or not the second one will follow her spouse to Georgia is still up in the air. Her spouse and she have been in a long-distance relationship for a long time. The course of their lives would be fascinating to observe, therefore. More information about Allie and Alex's new life may be found in TV season and spoilers. No, Alex from TLC's 7 Little Johnstons isn't dead. Here's the scoop on the rumors. In 2015, the Johnston family, Amber, Trent, and their 5 children, became beloved by TLC viewers on the premiere of 7 Little Johnstons. In the 14 seasons of the reality show, fans have essentially witnessed the growth of Alex Johnston, Jonah, Anna, Elizabeth, and Emma. When word spread that Alex had died, their worries were understandably high. Alex Johnston is, first and foremost, fully well and living on this day. Fan anxiety over rumored death claims has persisted, though so far unabated. If you want to know more about the origins of the rumors, Alex's health history, and his current condition, click here. What gave rise to this rumor about Alex then? We don't know when or how the death rumors started. Something said in an Instagram post advertising 7 Little Johnstons' 11th season in November 2021 might have been the inspiration for them. The question about the rumors of Alex's death came from out of nowhere when a fan requested Emma to hint at the new season. Americans saying Alex is dead, the writer wrote. Describe it to us. Both this comment and any more like it were unanswered by Emma. Watching 7 Little Johnstons revealed that Alex had tonsils and adenoids removed years ago for a respiratory problem, with the hope that it will improve his breathing while he slept, Amber stated in a clip from the show. But we have noticed certain alterations in his body's physical appearance. He's experiencing a loss of sensation in his extremities. Unfortunately, Alex's health status remains a major worry. An investigation into Alex's sleep habits led to the discovery that he had 56 episodes of respiratory arrest during the night. That's a very significant number, Dr. David Rubel, his physician, added. It looks like, based on the sleep study, he has what we call central apnea in addition to obstructive apnea. Dr. Rubel continued by saying that for patients with central apnea, such as Alex, the cessation of breathing is caused by an issue within the brain or spinal cord. Specifically, spinal cord compression was the underlying cause. His central apnea remained a serious worry, even if having his tonsils and adenoids removed helped with his obstructive apnea. Clearly, our anatomy differs from average-sized people, Amber remarked, making reference to individuals affected with achondroplasia, a type of dwarfism. The base of our skull, where the brainstem meets the spinal cord, the bone that surrounds that area is always extremely tight. The brainstem is compressed when this constriction occurs at the base of the skull, Dr. Rubel explained. When our breathing becomes necessary, this is the signal that our body receives to exhale. Accordingly, it breaks down under mechanical stress. An MRI of Alex's brain was necessary in the end, and it revealed that spinal decompression surgery was necessary. According to his Instagram posts, Alex is staying busy running his Etsy company, Alex Paperco, where he sells origami. A recent photo of Alex and Emma proudly displaying their new wheels confirmed that they are both licensed and ready to hit the road. Everyone in the Johnston family, Alex, Emma, and Jonah, got their wisdom teeth out in April 2022. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.